A contract is just a piece of paper until it is signed by both parties.
Originating from deep inside the Rocky Mountains, transported through the power of the internet, and arriving inside your tiny earbuds. It's the Appraiser Coach Podcast.
Minisode.
There's a question that comes up in appraisal language, appraisers talking together, maybe at classes or online or what have you. It comes up quite often. And the question is, what deems a contract? What is a contract, right? What is a fully executable contract? Well, first of all, disclaimer, I'm not an attorney, not even close, but I can tell you how I was trained and would love your feedback on this issue. Maybe you know more than I do. By the way, I'm not an agent either. This is just the way I've been taught. I want to pause here, remind you we're sponsored by, of course, ANow Software. ANow is the software I use to manage my entire appraisal office, and it is fabulous. I don't know how I could do it without it. I don't want to overemphasize. I don't want to oversell, but I don't think I can. It's an amazing product. anow.com/coach is where you go. anow.com/coach. All right, folks, we're talking about contracts today, and specifically, I was reached out to by one of my All-Star team members and asked about a date. Okay, so this individual was turned in an appraisal, and after the fact, the client, the AMC, I believe in this case, had come back and said, could you please change the date of the contract to match the purchase-sale agreement? And the individual went into the purchase-sale agreement and is looking at the top of the purchase-sale agreement, and there's the date in black and white, August 13th, 2019. And that's what he put in the appraisal. And he said, Dustin, help. I don't understand what's going on. What are they asking for here? And my immediate question was, well, when was it signed? Well, it was signed the next day. It was August 20th. And I'm making up dates, by the way, it's hypothetical. And he said, but that's not the contract date. And I said, well, hold on a second. Maybe it is. What deems a contract? What is a fully executable contract? And when does a piece of paper become a contract? Folks, I've been using ANow software for, 4+ years now. Maybe the time is running together. So for those of you who are avid fans, well, Dustin, last month you said it was only 3 years. I don't know. It's been a while. It's been long enough that I can't imagine my life without ANow software, literally. Now, could I live without ANow software? Probably. But I'll tell you, I would be a lot less efficient as an appraiser. And more importantly, I would be less successful as an appraisal business owner. Well, Dustin, how is spending money making you more successful? Well, folks, when you spend money on things that allow your life to become richer, you become more successful. ANow software allows my life to be richer. Why? Well, I'll give you one example. Every week, I try to do what I call on it, not in it. This is a time when I set aside on my calendar where I can't be bothered. My office staff knows, right? This is the time when I work on my business, not in my business. Don't bother me during this time. If you send me an email, it will not be returned during this time, right? If you send me a WhatsApp message, it's not going to be listened to during this time. This is my time to find out how my business is doing for the week, for the month, for the year, right? How things are going overall. And I used to spend, half hour, 45 minutes just putting numbers together in spreadsheets and finagling them so that they made sense. Folks, I can now do that with a push of a button with ANow software. If I want to know how many private deals I did last month, I push a button. If I want to know how I did this month over last year, the same month, August 2019 over August 2018, well, I push 2 buttons. Super easy, super incredible, super powerful. It's ANow software, anow.com. All right, folks, we're talking about contracts today. And yes, I'm a little out of my wheelhouse, as they say, because I'm not an attorney. I'm not even a real estate agent, okay? But this is the way I was taught. And please, if I'm wrong, if you know of another way, a more official, and you can cite some reference, okay, please let me know. Two things we're talking about. First of all, what is a fully executable contract? And it will answer the second question that my friend at the All-Star team had. Why did my client ask me to change the date when the contract very clearly says August 19th, 2019 at the top? Well, the answer to that, in my opinion, is in the first answer, and that is what makes a fully executable contract. Folks, the way I was taught when I was young, and this I give credit to my mentor for this, very smart guy, and he was an agent. He was a broker for years and years and years, and he taught me, he said, Dustin, a contract is just a piece of paper until it's signed by both parties. Let me repeat that. A contract is just a piece of paper until it is signed by both parties. Therefore, in my opinion, when Fannie Mae asks for, at the top of page 1, on a purchase deal, on a purchase appraisal, when they ask for the contract date, okay, I can see why some people would say, well, that would be the date that the contract or the piece of paper was made up, right? That's the date at the top. Remember, it's not a contract until both parties sign it. And at that point, it becomes a fully executed contract. Right? Both parties have agreed to whatever that piece of paper says. Therefore, in my opinion, that's the date of the contract. So if you've been doing it differently, I would reconsider. If you've been doing it where you put the date of the piece of paper, okay, on your Fannie Mae form, I would ask that maybe you reconsider, that it doesn't become a contract until the last party signs. So you might have a buyer, a potential buyer, write up a contract, or their agent write up a contract, and they might date it August 19th, 2019, and they might sign it August 19th, 2019, but the other party, the seller, doesn't sign their part until the next day. In my opinion, the contract date is August 20th, 2019. Now, let me give one other evidence of this being accurate. If the potential buyer makes up and signs the piece of paper, again, I'm not saying contract, or the purchase sale agreement, okay, but the other party comes back with a counter offer, does not sign the first offer but comes back with a counter offer, or signs the first offer but says, please see counter offer number 1, and then that is signed by both parties, and let's say that's 3 days later, what's your contract date? It can't be August 19th. It can't be August 20th. It has to be August 23rd, because keep in mind, that first piece of paper never became a contract. The counteroffer became the contract in conjunction with the first part. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Folks, if you want to learn more about how to be a better appraiser, how to be a better business owner, I invite you to go to my website, theappraisercoach.com, okay, TAC, theappraisercoach.com, and I want you to go to my products section. If you go to the products section and you start to scroll down, I think you will be flabbergasted at how many webinars we have up on that website. Things like mobile appraising, the paperless office, mobile appraisal inspections, human resources, quality control, the non-lender trade-off. AMCs can be lucrative. On it, not in it. Okay, some of the things that I talked about today, working on my business, not in my business, how to do that. Social media and marketing. Okay, how to get Google reviews. We have one on ANow software. We have plenty of information there, and it's all free. It's all free for All-Star team members. Check it out. Go to theappraisercoach.com/products. One more time, theappraisercoach.com/products.
You've been listening to the Appraiser Coach podcast with Dustin Harris. If you like what you hear, please give us a 5-star rating and post a short review on iTunes. For more in-depth insider information on how you can make more money as a real estate appraiser, visit theappraisercoach.com and sign up for the All-Star team today. Thanks for joining us. And now, get out there and create some value.